Well, good morning, my friends. Today is
Good morning.
good morning. Today's Monday, April 6th. My name's Stephen Wynn. This is the beginning of the Loving the Coronavirus program, which will run weekdays, Monday through Friday at this time, from now until May 1st, Friday. So, first let me say thank you all for joining. It's really an honor that there are so many people who are interested in this particular style of energetic healing. It's my own personal path has taken me into my heart. I know most spiritual programs today focus on opening the third eye and the crown, both incredible things to do. And of course, some of the practices we do will do that here also. But a great portion of this is designed to open the heart center. Like we might live in our hearts with loving and open hearts. And my personal experience is that while developing a quiet mind was phenomenal, far more satisfying for me to have opened my heart. So we'll use that in terms of this dealing with the coronavirus. Of course, I have a background in the release technique, and that comes in a great deal here, mostly as a way of finding and locating the wounds in our hearts, both individually and collectively. And then we want to use the heart to heal that. And we want to be doing this both individually and collectively. This is really a part of my program that I started called Healing the Heart of America. Certainly this virus and the reaction to it is an obvious opportunity for a deep wound to develop in the heart of America. We'd like to stop that. We'd like to prevent that. So, and these recordings, all these sessions are being recorded, so you can hear them usually within a day, same day or the next day. I'll send out an email with a link to them, but they show up by the next day on the website, healingtheheartofamerica.org. And one of the things we want to do in this class is not just heal our own wounds, as I mentioned, but collective wounds, and really in a deep sense, we want to welcome this virus as a part of life, and on behalf of humanity, we want to be the ones to reach out and negotiate, in a sense. I know that sounds like a funny word, but we want to negotiate with this intelligence, become friends with it, both individually and in that process, do it for all of humanity. It's almost as if we can be doing an energetic vaccination, an inoculation energetically, where we expand our energetic signature to become friends with this and other, because we will go into other diseases, other challenges as come up with people need them. That at the core, at the level of our hearts, we want to be welcoming and free and safe at the same time. So that's the intention here. What I'd like for everyone to do, because once we get deep within our hearts, it's sometimes hard to find what's bothering us. So if you could just take a moment and this morning, today, just check in with inside yourself and ask, what do I dislike the most about this coronavirus? It could be a fear that you're going to get it. It's entirely reasonable fear. It could be a frustration that other people don't get how important this is. They don't wear masks. They go out. It could be a sense of pain and anguish over those who are dying. And perhaps we have parents or friends who are high risk, and we could feel that pain. That will impact us if they get this disease and die. Whatever it is, just note it, be aware of it, feel it. It's entirely reasonable to have feelings. We have them all the time. It's very normal and natural. This is not a program where we're going to beat ourselves up for having feelings. We're going to love the feelings. We're going to honor them as a significant, major portion of who we are. So, having sort of explored how we're feeling about the virus, let's take a few minutes to go into our hearts. And the first thing I like to do is a very simple posture that directs the energy of the hands into the heart. So just take your hands and put one on top of the other right above your heart. And notice right at the beginning how you're feeling, what your state is, how you feel in the space of your body, how you feel in the space of your room, wherever you are. Because we're going to notice, it really helps to notice how these things shift and change. But just sit with your hands over your heart. There's no need to do anything. And just be with your heart. It may be that you begin to feel through your fingertips or the palms of your hand your heartbeat. That's wonderful, but if you don't feel that, don't worry about it. We speak of a labor of love, and what happens is the energy from our heart goes out into our hands and performs our labor in the world. By putting the hands back onto the heart, it creates a loop of energy from the heart through the arms into the hands and back into the heart. And just check for a moment. How do you feel right now? What do you notice? How do you feel in your body? How do you feel in your room, in the space that you're in? Is your mind quieter? Do you feel more clarity? Do you feel more love? All possibilities. Or what is it that you feel? Simply by taking this very ancient posture. There are statues of Buddha sitting like this. Statues of Egyptians sitting like this. It's a very ancient posture. And go ahead and let your hands down whenever it's comfortable. And let's do our second process for moving into our heart. It's called Heart Rhythm Meditation, brought out by an organization called I Am Heart. Pran and Susanna Baer wrote three books about living in your heart, living from the heart, energizing your heart. They went back to the ancient desert fathers and mothers and researched what they had done, because those are incredible beings if you ever get a chance to read about them. And they meditated with their heart and their breath. And that's just what we're going to do. So what I want you to do, first of all, in this case, posture really does matter for energetic type meditation, probably more so than for a mental meditation, but it's helpful there too. So just sit up as straight as you comfortably can. Feet flat on the floor. Slightly preferable to have your hands palms up, but again, comfort is priority here. Don't want your attention focusing on your posture. We want our attention focusing on our heart. And just sort of let your spine elongate. Allow your head to sort of tilt forward so you're not leading with your chin. Let the crown of your head rise up and just sort of move your head back and forth and allow this perfect, comfortable alignment of the spine. Ideally sitting on the sits bones, sitting up straight. Again, being comfortable in this. But once we have this posture, let's just watch our breath for a minute or two. Not even changing the breath, just noticing how free and clear are your nostrils. Is one nostril more open than the other? Notice your inhalation, notice your exhalation. Is one longer than the other? Is it easier to inhale? Easier to exhale? Or they could be fairly balanced. No judgment here, just noticing. We want to become friends with our breath, and that means paying attention to it. It's easy for the breath to be automatic. That's how it is most of our lives. But we want to become friends, to love our breath. It's a phenomenal tool in our spiritual development. You read of these great masters. I'm thinking of Shankar right now, who wrote this incredible book, The Crest Jewel of Discrimination. And if you read it, it's full of breathing techniques, breath, pranayama. Just amazing. The other interesting thing about Shankara, who started the Shankaracharya tradition in India, is after he traveled throughout India debating the Buddhists and restoring, by winning these debates, restoring the Vedic tradition in India, and he wrote this book, a very discriminating book called The Crest Jewel of Discrimination. But after all that was done, he spent the remaining years of his life living in his heart, a great devotee of Mother Divine, composing all these beautiful songs. He too found, eventually, the greatest fulfillment is in the heart. So now we've been breathing for a bit. Let's start shifting the breath, just slightly. What I want you to do is take a very full exhale. And then Notice how easy it is to take a full inhale after that. So what we're looking for is a full exhale, full inhale. And when we exhale, pull the abdominal muscles all the way back towards the spine. And we inhale, fully relax those abdominal muscles so we get a full abdominal breath. Full inhale, full exhale. And just breathe like this for a minute or two. And just take a moment now and again, just see how you're doing, what your experience is, as we engage in this full breath, infusing the body and the mind and the heart with prana, with energy, with chi, whatever you want to call it, with life force. What do you notice? How do your hands feel? How about other parts of your body? And again, what happens to your mind when you focus on your breath? Most people find the mind gets quieter. Not necessarily every time, but just what's your experience? Whatever your experience is perfect. The gift here is in the noticing and the referral back into your body, your breath, your mind, yourself, rather than just looking outward. You're just developing new habits, new skills. And let's add one more variation, one more intervention here, you could say. And that is we want to connect the rhythm of our breath with the rhythm of our heartbeat. This will be new for some of us. And don't worry if it takes a while to catch on. It's okay. So those who can feel their heartbeats, simply start breathing in. I'll say 6 or 8 beats. I'll just say 8, but I mean whatever is comfortable for you. Maybe 10. Inhale for 8 heartbeats and exhale for 8 heartbeats. And if you're not freely connected to your heartbeat, don't worry. Like I say, it comes. You can do a couple things. One is you might feel your pulse in your wrist and just count along with that as a counting mechanism. Believe me, soon enough, you'll start to feel it within yourself. Another thing you can do is hold your breath briefly, only till it's comfortable, and you'll start to notice your heartbeat that way. And the other approach, and this is entirely legitimate, is you can simply count. Count, let's say 8 in, count 8 out. Just to start getting that rhythm. And the heartbeat will come along. There's a real value to connecting to the heartbeat, but it takes a little bit of practice. Your heartbeat, I saw this in one meditation. I was deep in this process. And I realized, great beings have mantras associated with them. There'll be a mantra for Lakshmi, for example, or really certain phrases for Jesus. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. And different sounds connect to these beings. The sound that connects us to our higher selves is the heartbeat. There may be other sounds as well. But when we connect to our heartbeat, that sound reverberating on the surface, so to speak, of our physiology, at the subtleness of that sound, that vibration, is our own inner higher self, our own depth of our heart. So I'll just sort of count to get this going. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just continue with that rhythm for a few minutes. And again, notice your experience here. What happens when we connect the rhythm of our heartbeat to the rhythm of our breathing? I can tell you there's a third rhythm of the body, the pulsing of the cerebral spinal fluid. It goes up and down the spine, into the brain. And what happens when we connect these first two rhythms, although this is much more subtle and more challenging to experience, but eventually you'll start to notice the third rhythm moves automatically in alignment. And as we move into this alignment, even just a heart and breath, we start to spontaneously move into alignment with the pulsing of the electromagnetic body of the earth. It just happens that way, because that's the natural way for us to be living, in complete alignment. And what complete alignment means is an effortless flow in life. We are surrendering, in effect, to the rhythm of our planetary body or planetary intelligence. Just notice the quality of your awareness right now. Compare it to when we first started putting our hands on our heart. What's the difference? So now, I've taken a little bit longer than I normally will because I wanted to teach everyone. Now we've gone through basic heart rhythm meditation. Let's just play with one variation of this. And that is, I want you to inhale into your heart as we do this heart rhythm meditation, as we keep breathing with our heart connected to the rhythm of our breath, or just a count, it's fine. But as you inhale, you'll start to notice that there's two things going on. There's the air coming into our lungs, but there's also the energy riding on that air. And the invitation here, and just to play with this, is to inhale that air into our lungs, but draw that energy directly straight into our hearts. The air comes in, the energy goes straight into our heart. When we exhale, the air goes out through our nose and out through our heart. So we start having this pulsing of energy moving into our hearts as we inhale, and as we exhale, that energy spreads back out into creation. We inhale into our heart to the count of 8 or 6 or 10, whatever's right for you. And then we exhale and just begin to notice. It will take some time, don't worry about it. Sometimes we start with imagining it, but it becomes very real and very strong after a period of time. Inhale into our hearts, and exhale out of our heart. If you find you have a lot of energy in your hands, you can inhale and pull your palm in towards your heart. Exhale, pull your hand away and spread it out to the universe. Most people don't do that, but sometimes the energy is just there so strong you want to. Excuse me. And just enjoy this energy flowing in, energy flowing out. And just allow this energy flowing out on every exhale to sort of move out the boundaries of our energetic body. Maybe it moves out a few inches. Maybe it moves out a few feet. Maybe it fills the room you're in. And on the inhale, we fill ourselves back up with energy, pulling energy in from the universe into our heart. And when we exhale, we press the boundaries of our energetic body out. This is actually a fairly advanced process. So really, don't mind if it's not happening for you right now. Just know that it's there. Eventually it will move its energy out to the far reaches of the universe. Not this morning. Right now it's enough just to know we have an energetic body. Know we can pull energy into our heart. Know we can expand our presence, even just a little bit. It's enough, believe me. It's a big thing. And with this presence now, this aliveness within our hearts, let's just look at whatever issues came up when I first asked you about the coronavirus. What bothered you? First, check to see if it bothers you now. Fully embodied, fully in our hearts, fully present. For most of us, we begin to understand that we're bothered and challenged by our mind's reaction. Sometimes the wounds within us create an emotional reaction. But when we come into the wholeness of our heart, it's not so much of an issue. Sometimes it still is. Believe me, it's okay. So could you look at what bothers you and welcome up that energy, that thought or that feeling from your heart? Check to see if you have any disapproval for what you were thinking or feeling. You might or you might not. But from this place within our heart, could we look upon that reaction or that feeling with kindness and love? First, we want to deal with our own energies before we deal with the energies of the world. Could you welcome up whatever you don't like about the coronavirus? The devastation to your friends and family and loved ones. The devastation to the medical system, the first responders. The 10 million people who lost their jobs over the last 2 weeks in the United States alone, let alone the rest of the world. Could you come into your heart, notice how you feel about these things, and could you just love that feeling, that response, whether it's good or whether it's bad? Could you just acknowledge what an incredible act of creation it is for us to create feelings? We take it for granted, but it's really almost a miracle. That we take energy, this universal energy, and we shape it and form it into a certain feeling. It's just amazing. Could we give ourselves some love and approval for all the feelings that we have? Just love them. Love them some more. Love them some more. Some of us will just let them go, which is perfect. Love them and let them go. Some of us will just cherish them and allow them to coexist in this complexity that we are. And that's perfect, particularly when we remain centered in our hearts or centered in our beingness and allow all these reactions to be there. Some of these reactions are really useful. They really motivate us. They push us. They inspire us. Whatever works for you, whatever strategy works for you, we want to honor that. But now let's go onto a bigger scale. Let's take this group of collective hearts. We're deeply in our hearts right now. And let's welcome up into our awareness, into our presence, the coronavirus. First, check to see if that feels safe. If it doesn't feel safe, don't do it. Welcome with that feeling of being unsafe, and just check. Does your heart feel safe? What part of you doesn't feel safe? Is it your mind? How does your heart feel? You want to honor whatever your heart is feeling, because we want to create the tradition and the habit of living from our hearts rather than living from our minds. So again, could you welcome up, and we've all seen pictures of the coronavirus, this circle with spikes, or, there's a lot of different pictures out there. Whatever it is, whatever comes up for you is perfect. It's very symbolic of a sovereign energy, of an intelligence within nature. And what we want to do is we want to become familiar with this energy. First, the hearts of this group, but let's do it consciously on behalf of all humanity. That we're making friends with this virus. We're honoring this part of life, and it is a part of life. And we're not saying go out and kill. We're not at all. What we're saying is, we love you, and please accept our energetic friendship so that you may thrive in your proper place, which is not part of humanity. Some of us may feel this is a very strange thing to be saying and doing, and it's okay. Whatever comes up for you, can you just love that feeling and be with that feeling? Seriously, you don't have to join at all. If you don't feel comfortable or safe, think it feels crazy, just say, no, this is not for me right now. I have no problem with that. What I want you to do, the invitation is to create a new relationship with your feelings. Whatever feeling comes up, could you simply be with it? And be with it some more. And be with it some more. And be with it some more. For those of you who did step forward and allow this conscious expression of divinity, coronavirus, to be here and be present, just sit with that for a minute. Before we can make friends, before we can be at peace, this friendship is a starting phase of peace. We need to manage and heal our own energies, our own fears. And let me just ask a few questions. Are we more likely to remain healthy from a place of fear or a place of peace? I think we all know that. We want to be at peace. And would it be okay with us if we greeted this virus with peace and still used our common sense, wash our hands, social distance. We all know the procedures by now. That on the practical level, we still honor all of that common sense and know that here we're just working on this very subtle realm of energy. This is more like homeopathy. At a very, very, very tiny attenuated sample of the virus we're welcoming into our system. We're getting to know it, become aware of it, and loving it, being at peace with it, that we can allow it to return to its rightful place in creation, and that we may thrive in our own wholeness. And now let's just thank the virus. Let's thank our energetic bodies. Let's thank our hearts. Let's thank our beingness. Let's thank our physical bodies. And accept what has happened here, to whatever degree it's happened for us, as divine grace, and live in peace with it. And could you allow even more peace in your system right now? And more peace. And more peace. So this concludes the formal meditation part here. I'm sorry I ran a little late because it's a new process for everyone. So just open your eyes, come out when it's comfortable for you. Oh no, it's just 45 minutes. It's perfect timing. It's perfect timing. I thought we started in the hour. It's 45 minutes. Perfect timing. Fantastic. And just as a comment while people are coming out of meditation, the reason we start at 9:15 is at the request of freeconferencecall.com that's sponsoring this. They say so many classes and webinars are starting on the hour and on the half hour that if we have any flexibility to please start at 15 minutes after or 45 minutes after. So that's what's going on there. So we're now going to go into the second portion of this. It's really optional. People are free to leave at this point. I know it's a long time to sit for an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. So we're going to go into the second a Q&A session where I just will work with anyone who's challenged or struggling or stuck, or if anyone has any gains they want to share. But just let me set out the rules. This is not really, other than a gain, a pretty quick gain, something that's gone well from the class, the meditation. It's not really a time for people to tell their stories, to make political statements, to this or that. This is a time we have really for those who might share their vulnerability, their stuckness, or where they need help, with the thought that as we work with them, everyone in the audience listening will join into that. So that's the basic idea. So I think it's *5 or *6. There should be some message on how to unmute yourself or connect in here. Well, we have no one in the queue. Now I see, let me ask here. Oh, there's a different signal here. So, area code 609-923-1803. Can you hear me?
Yes, this is Patsy, Steve.
Oh my goodness, Patsy, how are you?
I'm good.
You don't sound good. You sound like you want to be good.
It really stirred up a lot of fear. I had to kind of put myself in the direct path of this virus Friday and yesterday. And as much as I was able to love it some during the meditation, but when you got to the part of, like welcoming it in, I'm into resisting it because I was really in an emergency room. I fell.
Okay.
I had to get an x-ray. So that's why I was there. But
yes.
It was still,
good.
I could tell the concern on the healthcare professionals. They're risking themselves, and yet there I was in the midst of it. And so even though I had releasing, and I kept releasing, it really,
gotcha.
A lot of fear is coming up.
Patsy, so can you feel the fear right now?
Yes, through my whole body.
To your whole body, good.
Yeah.
Now, do you like that fear?
No.
No. Now, does not liking that fear make it go away?
No.
No. Really, what we resist persists. You've heard that before, I know. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So when you're fearing something, what you're really doing is energetically reaching out to it and giving it power.
Right.
Okay, so I want everyone on the phone call here to find their place of fear about the coronavirus. And Patsy's going to be the marker who sort of walks us through this, but you find your own fear and answer your own questions about it. So Patsy, since not liking this fear doesn't make it go away, would it be okay with you if you tried something different?
Yes.
Yeah. So instead of saying, I don't like you, could you just be with this fear for a minute? Can you just feel it?
I have resistance. It's like I don't really have any choice.
You don't, do you? So
Mm-mm.
is it okay with you if you just surrender to it and feel it? Just be with it. You don't even have to feel it.
Yeah.
Can you just sit there and watch it be there?
Yes.
You can do that, can't you?
Yes, that I can do.
Okay. Could you do that a little bit more?
Yes.
And could you do that even more?
Yes.
So do you notice that there's a part of you that can simply watch and really be at peace while that fear is there? Do you notice that?
Yes.
Yes. The fear is actually sort of on the surface of your experience.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So is it okay with you if the fear stays there on the surface while you rest in your beingness?
Yes.
That's
well,
okay. I mean, you'd rather have it not that way. I understand.
No. It's what's even below it.
Ah, so good. Let's get there in a second, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so for right now, I just want you to get really clear that that part is not so bad. You can be at peace and have this go on in your life. Okay?
Yes, it's a decision. Yes.
Yes. And let's go below it. What's beneath that fear?
It's the fear of getting it and fear of dying, wanting to survive, wanting.
Yes. Yes. That wonderful first chakra stuff. So I want you and everyone else to get in touch with your fear of dying. Well, we're going really deep here. This is like the root fear people have. Okay? Now, Patsy, you have this fear of dying. Could you first notice that there's really some intelligence to this fear? You know what I mean by that?
Not quite.
That, there are things that can kill you.
Yes.
And you should be afraid of them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So, first of all, with this fear, could you just be at peace with it? This fear of dying.
Yes.
Yeah. This fear of dying is just a fear. And is it okay with you if you let go of the strong intensity of the fear and use your common sense to be safe instead of having the fear?
I don't understand my common sense to be. That's what I was doing.
Well, yes, good. So yes. So right now your fear protects you from certain things. It keeps you from acting in a certain way. You don't walk into a burning house, right?
There's a lot of disapproving of myself, Steve, for having put myself in that situation.
Okay, good. So can we get to that in a little bit here?
Okay.
And finish this up about the fear of dying, because you touched something really deep. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather not just move without resolving it.
Okay.
So here we are. We use fear to protect ourselves, to motivate ourselves. Would it be okay with you if you allowed your common sense to protect yourself rather than fear? That's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yes.
Good. And is it okay if you use common sense to motivate yourself rather than fear?
Yes.
Yes. Good. And would it be okay with you if you just welcomed up all this fear and acknowledged the great role that it's played in your life and allow it to shift into peace or shift into some other divine quality, or just to leave? Would that be okay with you?
No, I want it gone.
Okay, you want it gone. That's fine. So that wanting it gone, does that make it go?
No.
No. Okay, so could you let go of that wanting it to be gone so that it can leave?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you let go of that wanting some more?
Yes.
And that wanting is really some distortion of a pure desire, by the way. You want it to be gone because you're afraid of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my judgment about it, I feel like it's ruined my life.
Yes, it has. And it's also made your life work to the degree that it has. Right?
I guess so.
Something has. Right?
Well, I'd never attributed that to fear.
I know. We don't, but all the same, who you are right now is your sum total of all your feelings, all your judgments, all your thoughts. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So could you let go of disapproving of them?
Yes.
Right. Could you let go some more of disapproving of them?
Yes.
And even still more?
Yes.
Good. And would it be okay with you? Yeah. Just let them go all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was really stuck there. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's go, because we're on disapproval here. You disapproving of yourself for putting yourself in that position yesterday, where I guess you had to go into a hospital.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I understand that. Believe me, I don't want to go into a hospital. Right now, none of us do.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was riding my bike. I mean,
Right.
like, stupid.
Gotcha. So could you let go of disapproving yourself there?
Yes.
Yeah. Does disapproving of yourself change the fact that you ended up in the hospital?
No. Mm-mm.
No, it doesn't, does it?
No.
It's just a thing you're doing to yourself that really your mind is doing to yourself. Let's ask you another question here. When you go into your heart, does your heart disapprove of yourself?
No.
It doesn't.
No.
All that disapproval is coming from your mind and your ego, isn't it?
Yes.
So where would you rather live? In your mind and ego or in your heart?
In my heart.
In your heart. So the way we do that is by welcoming up all the thoughts and feelings of the ego and loving them. Letting them go. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah. So could you let go of disapproving of what you did that ended up putting you in the hospital?
Yes.
Yeah, you might as well. It's not helping, is it?
No, it's not happening.
Could you let go of disapproving some more?
Yes.
And more.
Yes.
And more.
Yes.
All right. That sounds like a very peaceful place. But let's go back to the original thing. How do you feel about the coronavirus right now?
It's mixed. I mean, I can love the virus. I was able to do that while I was sitting there in the hospital yesterday waiting.
Good.
In a lot of gratitude for releasing. And at the same time, that fear of exposing myself to it. It was like a double-edged sword.
Gotcha. Yeah, we all have this, by the way. So you're very much in good company. So would it be okay with you if you welcomed up your divided, resisting part and just sat with it for a minute?
Yes.
Yeah. And could you welcome it up some more and just sit with it some more?
It's that love-hate, isn't it? The same coin. Yeah.
Same coin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is it okay with you if that gets balanced on the side of love here? Love and
Yes.
peace.
Yes.
Could you allow more peace?
Yes.
Yes. And is it okay with you if the fear and hatred come up again, that you simply welcome up those feelings and sit in peace?
Yes.
That's okay, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And if this virus generates such consistent angst and hatred and fear that it keeps putting you back into peace, this virus would be a good friend of yours, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see that. Yeah.
Is it okay with you if you see this virus as a powerful tool in your spiritual evolution?
Yes.
Yeah. That changes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Patsy, could you allow yourself to do this again and again and again. Go into peace. Acknowledge the fear. Don't resist it. Acknowledge it. Be with it. Love it if you can. But just to be at peace with it. If you do that 100 times, is that okay with you?
Yes, yes.
Yes. And if it takes 1,000 times, is that okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah, because you've been in fear tens of thousands of times, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. All right, Patsy. Is this a good place? How are you feeling? Are you okay to finish?
Yes, and I just want to add gratitude, because when you put this out here, I was, been going like, how do we use this in our spiritual growth? And you just walked me through that and showed me how to do that. And I'm deeply grateful.
All right. Thank you very much for stepping up, Patty. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Area code 610-952-5060.
Hi, Steve. Thank
Hi.
you, Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Excellent. Lovely to be on with you and so many people.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm pretty much at peace with the coronavirus. I've been able to hold it in a place of really there's something bigger going on than maybe my mind could totally understand, and I trust that. Where I'm having difficulty in the moment and could use support is on trusting the abundance. So like not working right now and trusting. Yeah. So it's really about the current time and how my mind is seeing what I have right now currently with the situation. And then what I want to have, greater abundance. That's what I'd like to work on.
Okay. So everyone else, check in, both for you, yourself individually, and for the country and the culture and the world as a whole. We're facing certainly a recession, very, very likely another depression if things continue the way they continue. But also work if it's individual. If you've been laid off, if you don't know if your career or, 10 million people filed for unemployment. And I don't think, like all the massage people I know are out of business right now. All the, independent small business people like that and I don't know if they're part of that 10 million people or not. But anyway, Andrea, for you, is this more of a personal thing, or is this more worried about the country and the economy of the world?
Yeah, I mean both. Since I'm part of it. I mean, I'm self-employed and I'm not really working much. So,
gotcha. So let's go there.
One with people. So sure.
Let's go there. So, how do you? What do you feel when you think about, not working right now? What comes up for you?
Yeah, first thing is just going without, and my mind trying to figure out, like, what can I do? What should I do? It goes into kind of a flurry and a panic of trying to figure things out rather than a place of allowing and trust.
Yes. So let's go right there, okay?
Yeah.
So could you ask your mind if it knows what to do right now about this?
It's just suggesting to worry and panic and think.
Oh, good. That's very useful, isn't it?
Yeah, how's that working for you?
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
So the mind doesn't really have an answer here, does it?
No.
But do you notice you tend to keep going back to the mind and asking the mind over and over again, what should you be doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the analogy we use is like, you're looking for a document and you've got an empty file cabinet and you keep going back and looking for it. Okay? So that doesn't work, does it?
No.
And if your mind had an answer, it would give it to you. Like if you you might ask your mind for a phone number and it knows it. It gives you that answer, right?
Right.
So here the mind doesn't know. And what the mind does is it says something like, go worry, go beat yourself up, go disapprove of yourself.
Yeah.
So does that help you at all when that happens?
No, just puts me in a spin.
Put you in a spin, right. So now you have a choice. You've got a decision to make. You can continue to ask your mind and beat yourself up about the problem, or you could turn that upside down and do something different. Would you be willing to do something different here?
Yes.
Yeah, good. So let's start by letting go of disapproving of yourself.
Yes.
Could you do that? Could you let go of that disapproval? Yeah. Could you let go of disapproving of your mind?
Yeah.
I mean, really, you're asking your mind to do something it's not designed for. Your mind is designed to pull out information from all your conditioned experiences and give you a solution from there. And it doesn't have a solution here. Okay?
No.
So you ask your mind, and of course the mind reacts negatively. So could you let go of disapproving of your mind some more?
Yes.
Yeah. And would it be okay with you if your mind became a useful tool to you instead of your master?
Yes.
Yeah, of course it is. So could you let go of disapproving of your situation right now, your lack of work? Does that help you get more money?
No.
It doesn't. It just puts you into a funk, right?
Yes.
So could you let go of disapproving of your lack of work right now?
Yes.
And even more.
Yes.
Good. And just a little more. Could you let go of that disapproving of your current situation?
Yes.
Yes. And could you give yourself some love and approval just because it feels good?
Yes.
And could you give yourself even more love and approval?
Yes.
And could you give yourself even more love and approval?
Yes.
And no matter what it looks like, just because it feels good, could you give your current situation some love and approval?
Yes.
And could you give it even more love and approval?
Yes.
And just check inside yourself. Do you notice it when you let go of being negative, being disapproving, and you move into being positive, giving love and approval, you get quieter, lighter, and easier?
Yes.
Yeah. Boy, can we all hear that in you, by the way? Yeah, and just as a practical matter, are you more likely to find a solution by asking your mind for an answer it doesn't have and being negative and upset, or by being quiet, peaceful, and allowing it to arise from the depths of your heart and beingness? Where are you more likely to find a solution?
Yeah, from the quiet.
From the quiet.
The quiet.
Yeah. So would it be okay with you? Yeah, if you just, every time you start to go into a spin about this, you let go of disapproving of it, and you begin to give it love and approval till you get to this state, and then just follow whatever promptings or intuition come to you. Would that be okay with you? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. I think we're in a good spot to finish here.
Yes, we are, Steve. Thank you. Thank you so
All right.
much. Really helpful.
Listen, you did this for everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm all right. Area code 484-516-1309.
I was afraid you'd get to me, Karen Bucks. How do you like that?
I like that. I like that. Who is this? It sounds familiar.
This is Rahman, dear.
Oh, Rahman. Welcome, Rahman.
Hello, my dear.
Hello. What's going on with you?
Well, I think what's going on with me is I'll jump right in here, and hopefully this will help people. I think I have overly befriended, perhaps, the COVID virus.
Oh.
I have had some pretty specific symptoms over the past 4 days, and they're very mild, but they're persistent.
Gotcha.
So, so I've gone through a few things about this. Nothing terribly traumatic, but let's see how to say this. There's I think what it has prompted the most in me is a feeling of shame. That, yeah.
Gotcha.
That doing the, I have been, well, full disclosure to everybody, I am where we learn heart rhythm meditation. I've taken a couple of advanced classes, and I have been doing, I have been loving doing the practices that we were given, the breath practices that we were given, both by Susanna and Paran, and also in my small class with Amin and Spenta. It's a practice for the whole neighborhood, kind of a Tonglen practice. And this has come, and yet I feel this, and I've been working with shame as a root wound. Okay, separation from God.
This is shame. This is shame because you shouldn't be getting the virus.
Absolutely. Nobody else in the community has it. Right. Nobody. Everyone's talking as if, nobody has it or nobody in our community can.
And it's good. So this is a great topic. So I want everyone to check in to see if you got the virus, would you be embarrassed? Would you be feeling shame that maybe you didn't do something right, you weren't careful enough, that you should have such spiritual immunity that such a thing would never happen? I love it. We spiritual people all have this, that we should never die because we're meditating. We should never get sick because we're meditating. God has to love me because I've been meditating for so long, and therefore He couldn't possibly wish this on me. So let's get back to you, Rahman. So can you welcome up this feeling of shame? Can you get in touch with it?
It's more like going deep to get it. Yeah.
Good. Can you go deep inside yourself and find this shame? Yeah. So you can find that. I think you said yes.
Yes.
Yes. Good. So how do you feel about this shame? Do you like it? Not like it?
Well, I have mixed feelings. A feeling, first of all, comes that, of course, I don't want to feel this way because it's, a great separator, and it's a very, ego-driven kind of a feeling on the other end of my spectrum here is that I appreciate it so much because it's gotten me to the core, what I feel, what I call the core wound of my heart.
Good.
And I've been working on that anyway.
Good.
Successfully. Yeah.
So, Rockman, these are thoughts about it.
Yeah.
And I want you to go into the feeling about it. Do you want to feel shame or not?
No, not particularly, but I almost can't feel it now that I'm actually talking about it in public.
Gotcha. So whatever degree of shame is there, and whatever degree of not liking is there, would it be okay for you to simply be with that feeling and let it heal?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Could you let it heal some more?
Oh, it's primal.
Yes. It's
yeah,
primal.
It's like, yeah.
Could you just be with that, feel that energy?
Yeah.
It's just energy that wants to heal, isn't it?
I don't know what it wants. I can't say that. I don't know.
It's okay. Just let's go to another angle here. So here's this deep, deep wound, and we're going to expand it and make it absurd, okay? So I want you to imagine that everyone in the world knows that you have the COVID virus and that you're a long-term spiritual seeker. And they're all sneering at you. They're all sneering at you, saying, wasted her life, okay, doing all this spiritual work, and she got the virus anyway. So can you feel that? Can you feel that feeling like that?
Yeah, sadly, yes, I can feel it.
Yes, just feel that. It gets bigger like that. And would it be okay with you if you just welcome that feeling and allow everyone in the world to have their own opinion, and you live your life by referring to the depth of your heart for wisdom? Would that be okay with you?
I don't even know how to answer that question.
Okay.
Sorry, it's too rational. I can't comprehend it right now.
Okay, so just go to the picture again, and whatever feelings come up, can you just be with them and let them be until you're at peace with them?
That I can do.
Good. So could you let them come up some more? They're all looking at you and laughing, and everyone in your spiritual school is looking at you and saying, she's brought great shame to our school.
It's good that you laugh because I couldn't imagine you laughing. Yes.
Yeah. So welcome up that feeling. Okay. And could you just allow yourself to be at peace with that, no matter what everybody's thinking and saying?
No. I knew I'd be a difficult case. No.
Yeah, it's okay. Then.
I can love the virus, and I can love where it's taken me. But
I know, but we want to go to shame here, because shame is core to everyone, and you're bringing us all to wherever we have our source of shame for everyone else. That's where we want to be touching into. So that sense of shame, can you just sit with it a little bit?
It actually hurts.
Yes. Can you feel the pain?
Yeah, it actually hurts in my solar plexus.
Yes. It's a deep wound. Go into your solar plexus. Can you feel the sensation there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just be with that sensation. And let me ask a question while you're being with that. And this will work for some people, maybe for you, maybe for not. Is that sensation energy that you can move up into your heart? Or is it stuck right there?
It's stuck, and I want to tell you, too, that earlier when you were working with, I think it was it Patsy?
Patsy,
or maybe
yes.
Andrea?
Yeah.
Anyway, when we were working before, I noticed that for this, I was my first and second chakras were almost numb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Okay, so right now we're working on that third chakra, your solar plexus. That sensation right there. Can you let that go? Can you just be with it? Open it up, let the energy out, let it move. Or just be with it either way. Being with it is a form of loving it. Can you love it some more? It's your creation, isn't it? This energy.
That's where I get stuck, I think. It doesn't feel like it's my creation.
Yeah, whose creation?
It feels like it was shot into my solar plexus, and I'm not able to take responsibility for it or hold it as totally mine.
Here's what I want you to do. So I want you to get your sense of your heart, okay, or your sense of self, and can you expand it out? Does that work for you? For most people it does.
Yeah.
Can you expand it out even more? And expand it out even more. Let yourself get really big. Fill the room. Fill your town, however big you want to get. Fill the country, whatever it is. And from this expanded place, can you look at this energy in your solar plexus? And how big does that energy look right now?
It's teeny tiny, but it's a little black ball, like not black, but like a little sphere of nothingness, but it's hard.
Right, it's there, but it's very tiny compared to who you are. Would it be okay with you if you just gently, and I mean lovingly, sort of brushed it aside?
No,
you want to hold on to it.
I do. Yeah,
Great.
I do. It's like
perfect.
There's something there of value, and
good.
I don't want to hurt it.
Oh, perfect. Then this is perfect, Rahman. Can you allow yourself to hold on to it, knowing that there's something of value there for you?
Yeah, it gives me a headache, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, it's there. You want to hold on to it. There's, your body, mind, some part of you is telling you that there's some value here, more value to hold on to it than to let it go. So could you be at peace with keeping this within your system?
I don't know whether I could be exactly at total peace with it, but it feels that there's something like this. It's mine to hold. It's mine. This is my piece. Take care of.
Good. So can you hold on? Can you make the decision that yes, I'm going to hold on to this? Can you just make that decision? At least for the time being, you're going to hold on to it, right?
For the time being, I will hold on to it. Yeah.
Perfect. And having made that decision, do you feel peaceful with that decision or not peaceful with that decision?
I don't feel unpeaceful, but I couldn't say I feel totally peaceful with it. I feel that decision is almost like a call to action.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's okay. Yeah, no, whatever you're feeling is okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's
okay. So good.
It's not a lack of peace, but there's something more there. It's like I don't want to go to total peace. There's
All right. So listen,
there's some reason for this.
It's your body, it's your mind, it's your heart, right? So where would you like to go?
Well, that's the question.
Okay. So ask your mind if it,
I'm not sure.
Ask your mind if it knows where to go. Does your mind know?
Just in the short term, just to take care of myself.
Okay. And ask your heart if it knows where to go.
My heart wants to be forgiven.
Okay. Could you allow your heart to be forgiven?
I think I could allow it if it was offered to me.
Uh-huh. So whatever your picture is of some force that does the forgiving, some being or presence or force, would you ask if it's okay that you're forgiven?
Yes.
It is okay, isn't it? Yeah. So could you allow your heart to be forgiven even more?
You know, I can go there to a point, and then what comes up is this feeling that I am to be the sacrifice.
So let's welcome up that feeling.
That's what I'm worthy of. I am worthy
you.
of being the sacrifice. Yeah.
So could you welcome up that feeling that that you are worthy of being sacrificed? It's just a feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a feeling.
Well, no, I think that's why I have trouble bringing these things up, because it feels like they're more than feelings to me. They're realities. They're part of the fabric of God or something.
I gotcha. And maybe that's true, or maybe it's not, right?
Yeah.
You know, who can say? Is it a wound, or is it a divine script? It's hard to say, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So welcome up this feeling that you are worthy, or you're the one to be the sacrifice. And is it okay if we examine and explore that energy?
If you're willing.
I'm willing. Okay. So can you get in touch with that sacrificial energy? And do you want to be the sacrifice? Or would you rather not be the sacrifice?
I'd rather live.
Okay. So could you welcome up any fear of dying and let that go.
That's not a problem.
Okay.
It's not that part of living, yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Death I could do. Death I could do. Not to contribute, not to live my purpose. That's
right.
the death.
Okay, not to contribute, not to live your purpose. So that fear of not living and not contributing and fulfilling your purpose, does that fear help you to live?
Well, it has at times, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to keep the fear? The real question is, do you want to keep that fear or do you want to let that fear go?
I'd like to let the fear go and have the living too.
Yes. So this is why the phrase I use, is it okay if you let the fear go and still use your common sense?
Yes.
Okay. So good. Could you let the fear go some more? Just be with it and allow it to shift of its own accord. So I think what you'll find is it's really energy that wants to return to its proper place. And you've been holding it there. Could you let that go some more? So what's happening, Rockman?
Well, I returned to a place of, if I die, I can just hand off my purpose to someone else who's coming in.
Nice.
I went there a while ago, but also what was happening just now was that I felt the little black or empty hole kind of loosening. It's
yes, I know.
It's been there for many decades.
Yes.
Yeah. Since I was born, at least. So yeah.
So it started.
So I felt that loosening and a comfort coming, and it's this little place right in the very I have this visualization of my heart with a pole in the center, kind of. And this little hole has been hiding behind that.
Yes.
Hole.
Yes.
For forever, and I just discovered it, a couple months or so ago.
Nice.
Finally,
nice.
I got to it.
Yeah.
So this is really helping to allow it to, of its own accord. It's getting bigger.
So that comfort,
which is good. Yeah, which is really good.
Yeah.
It's relaxing. It's relaxing.
That comfort, that relaxing. Could you allow that to get stronger? Be even more comfortable with it?
Yeah, and the edges are blurring.
Yeah, and the edges are blurring.
Yeah.
So is it okay to look at that black hole again?
I'm right there.
You're right there. So would it be okay with you if you look at that as an old part of yourself, and that maybe it's okay now to let that shift and allow a new wholeness of your heart to emerge? Would that be okay with you?
Oh yeah. It's kind of integrating.
Yes.
In its expansion. I mean, it's combining.
Good. So could you allow that combining, expanding process to continue there for a minute, dear?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now let it just keep going. And whatever wisdom is in there, is it okay if it becomes part and parcel of the wisdom of your heart?
Absolutely.
Yes. And could you allow it to expand and merge with your entire heart?
Absolutely, but I don't want to rush it. I want to honor it.
Yeah. Allow it to take its time.
Yeah.
Now, is that something that can happen in the next few minutes, or is it going to be a few months? What's your sense here?
I think it will take a while. It will take a while, but the process has
good. Process
it's
is
opening
starting
like a flower kind of thing.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So could you be at peace with it taking a while? Is that all right?
Whatever it needs, quicker or slow, whatever
it needs. Perfect.
Yeah. Because I'm loving it, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like a major breakthrough to me.
Well, I hope it's a major breakthrough for you as well.
Well, no, I mean,
no, sorry, I'm just.
Yeah. No, it sounds like a huge shift for you.
I think it's a big shift. Yeah,
okay.
It may be one of the biggest. So, I mean, I've been working with it, and this is perfect.
Perfect. So I think we could probably say we're done for right now.
You bet.
Wow. See, this is why I'll say this to everyone, and I'm saying it to thank you here, Rahman, is that the people who step forward with an issue bring so much light and wisdom and love to all of us. You know, where you went, we sort of meandered around till we finally got to it, but once we hit there, wow, what a shift. What a shift. So thank you very much.
I just want to say that I have the COVID virus to thank for this.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And
so everyone gets it.
Everybody gets that. Yeah. Wow, what a gift that virus is here, huh? And how much shame are you feeling right now?
Put me on stage.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Karen Bucks, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And
very beautiful.
You bet. Thank you very much. So thank you, everyone, for staying. I know we ran a few minutes late, but boy, does energy go deep. So we will meet again tomorrow at 9:15 and continue this process of exploration. Thanks to all. All right, I'm going to...
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Stephen.
All right.
Thank you,
everyone.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Everyone.
Love you all.
That was fantastic.
Thank you.